Hi, this is Scott Love with GreatRecruiterTraining.com. If you've been reading the newspapers or watching the news, checking out the news on the internet, you've seen one thing, that there's this one big question mark on everybody's mind about what's going to go on with the economy. The way I see it, you have three different variables that all converged at the exact same time. Number one, unemployment is approaching 6.1%, the highest national rate that we've had in 5 years. Number two, the obvious gas shortage. Last Sunday, I was in line for 4 hours to get a half a tank of gas. There were only 4 cars in front of me. It took that long because the filters needed to be changed. There weren't enough people to go around all the gas stations to change the filters. It created this downward spiral of aggravation. The third component is this, the obvious financial markets. What's going on with the financial services sector and all those other components of that. That's where we get the question mark. What are the things that you can tell candidates to overcome their concerns? I'm going to share with you 4 things that you can tell these candidates. The first one is this. Tell the candidate when they say, I think I want to stay where I'm at until things warm up a little bit, until things get better in the economy. You tell them this. Say the one thing that's always been a consistent. In good times and bad, one thing is always certain, that companies are willing to invest in exceptional talent. No matter what the economy is, companies are willing to pay to get great people on board. Not just good people, but great people, especially when things tighten up in the economy. Then it's even more important to be more selective about hiring those candidates who are truly exceptional. Number two, how you come in the door into a company sends a signal to how good you are. If you apply online and they hire you, that's one thing. But remember this, search firms develop income by presenting exceptional people. The fact that you're presented by a search firm sends a signal to your future employer that you're better than everybody else. Just by how you come in the door, they create an opinion about your performance even before you even show up. The third thing is this, that when a company makes an investment and they pay for someone to come on board, they want to get a return on that investment. If there's a hiccup in the market and people are let go, it's probably not going to be you. By going through a search firm, it insulates you from that risk. The fourth thing you can tell them is this, the person that made the decision to hire you and invest in you, that person is going to fight to keep you. They have a vested interest in making sure that you succeed, not just because of the financial investment, but because they don't want to look bad in front of all their colleagues. Now, I'm doing a 1-hour webinar on October 7th at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time, which is going to share with you other things that you can tell your clients. 2002 was my best year working at desk. That was the last year before I got into training. After the planes went into the building, unfortunately, and at 9/11, you all know what happened if you were in the business at that time. My niche was commercial construction. I did 20% more that year than I did the previous year when things were in a great economy. There are some things that I learned that I want to share with you because this is very similar to that. It's not as much of a panic, but there's a big question mark. How can you win big even in a shaken economy? I'm going to tell you what are the things you can tell clients when they say your fees are too high, we're not using search firms, we're not hiring. How can you overcome those? I'm also going to share with you some key concepts related to client development that can insulate you from this risk. Things as simple as making your niche malleable and learning how to chase that business. How can you find out where those hot jobs really are? I'm also going to share with you 12 action steps that you can take today so that you can increase the odds and improve your expectation no matter what happens with the economy. The price, it depends on how large your search firm is. Look at the link attached to this video. Register today. It's based on how many people are in your office that will be watching this. This is going to be a 1-hour webinar where you have the option to listen over the telephone or watch it over the web. I'm going to have a PowerPoint presentation. It's not going to be video, but it'll be a teleconference just like I used to do before. Plus, as always, you get a copy of the recording that you can keep forever in your training library. I appreciate you watching. Thanks for your time. My name's Scott Love. Now get back on the phone.